Alright. Time for a Vi game. We are continuing the Escaping Low ELO series. People seem to really enjoy them, so I have no reason not to do it. Or not to continue doing it, let me put it that way. I'm a little bit afraid of an invade, so we're just going to stand casually over here. And recall to place the ward over the wall. I just want to have a ward on my other buff camp. And I'm going to start topside here. The top lane is Mundo against Asus, which means gank's really not going to happen too effectively. It might happen like level 4 perhaps. But initially, I think Mundo is just going to push him under turret anyway. And I think Samira and Nautilus are going to have like an advantage. So we're going to clear it down. Also, starting on blue buff for Vi is generally faster, because that means you'll have your AoE abilities going into like Raptors and Krugs. So generally, starting blue buff for Vi will be better on either side. But also, if you feel scared of getting invaded by an aggressive jungler like Rengar, for example, then clearing down in this ELO bracket is also going to help you a lot, because it's going to lower the chances of you getting invaded that way as well. So, yeah. Things to keep in mind. Clearing top down is generally just one of those things that gives you pretty much a guaranteed full clear at this ELO level. It's unlikely to get invaded from that side. It happens sometimes, but it's extremely rare. Cool. We just start W. This gives you the attack speed and percentage damage to your camps, and then you get E second for the resets. You kind of want to play with your blast, like your passive, your blast shield, if you want to save yourself on a bunch of health. So basically only use your E when your blast shield is up to actually get the shield from it the entire time as well for auto attack resets. Don't have to rush into it or anything. Fortune mid lane. Alright. In this case, I'll have another E here that I could use. And you can blast shield proc this. Finishing the full clear here. I would always recommend doing that. I'm stepping back there to hit the small raptor, because apparently that thing wasn't going to die. So hit that into the red buff. Get a blast shield again. As you can see, if you use your blast shield consistently well here, you're not going to lose any health. So this potion is kind of unnecessary, but I bought it anyway. You see the bot lane push in as expected. So we're going to just clean up our full clear here, just so that we have the consistency for this, and then we can go bot lane pretty quickly here. Smite this for extra speed, because we want that right now. You just auto attack everything down. We don't want to waste your E cooldown here, because we want to have this ready for bot here. We're going to sweep. And then we're just going to walk around. Straight into the flash on top of her. Finish her off. Perfect. Your E is an auto attack reset. You have to make sure you use it like one. Oh, you still have flash? Oh, I made a mistake then. Okay, red buff killed him. That's lucky there, to be honest. Wave seems fine here, so we're not going to touch anything. I'm just going to see, because yeah, this guy cleared towards top lane as expected. So we're going to take bot scuttle here. Could maybe look for a mid play after this, but yeah. We saw a very nice opportunity there, just kind of basing it on like whoever's going to push. And then you just kind of want to lead with your Q for the most part. I'll see if I can maybe lean into a play here. I cannot. Okay. It was a small attempt. I probably wasted a little time, but it's okay. Alright, cool. I'll take my Dirk here. We're going to go for this. I'll take normal boots, and I'll take another longsword. Dirk takes priority on your first recall with the build I'm going to be going for. I think just raw AD on Vi is really good. So Dirk's going to be the one I go for here. And then boots, if you have the extra money, takes priority over another longsword. But the longswords after that is just whatever you can buy going into your eclipse. We see the wave position here pretty much far enough up to the point where I can just run top here. Should be no problem. This guy loses this because I have a Dirk and a longsword. So he can try to fight me all he wants, but one death. He actually... Okay, well, works for me, I suppose. That ward just disappeared, so I might actually be able to abuse that ward dot in the bush there to loop around this way and go for the backside of this guy. Charge Q. Hit him there. It has a little bit of a better hitbox than you might expect. Like you saw right there, the hitbox is slightly extended past like the the max charge point. I need to help him push this wave out, actually. Because he wants to recall here. He doesn't have teleport right now. It's something to look at. Like, the top lane currently doesn't have TP, so I have to make sure I just help him push out the wave as fast as possible. So this goes into the turret and he isn't doomed. Alright, good. Because now this wave gets in the turret, and if I don't help him push due to him not having teleport, he would be, like, Nasus would be freezing the wave outside the turret here, and that would be really, really bad for my Mundo. That's not something we want to see. Use my smite right away because I have 2 smite charges. You don't want to be sitting on 2 smite charges. Okay, your Q is slightly larger than the hitbox here. It's just ever so slightly. So you saw there, it might have looked a little out of range on Nasus, but it barely still clipped him. Here, the problem is going to be that Bel'Veth is going to be like bot side. And my bot lane is probably dead here. She could also be doing Dragon right now, which could be a little annoying. But we're just going to go into the next full clear here because we want to keep that as consistent as possible. We just went for that top play out of base because the wave positioning was favorable for us. Like, okay, there's the Dragon as expected. That's fine. But yeah, the top wave positioning was very favorable for us. So we're going to go for that. We have to kind of help. Oh, don't walk that way. No, you are dead. And it should be getting this guy, and I don't think Bel'Veth can escape from me. I'm sadly not 6 here, though. I might be able to cheese a 6. Ah, there it is. I'm gonna lead with ult because she has dashes, and then we'll just Q right after the ult. Perfect. Walking that into the bot lane there for the level 6 spike off the minions is really nice. And just... you don't... there's not many situations where I'd recommend leading with ult. But there was no way I was gonna get a full charge on my Q there. I'm gonna walk this aggressively into the turret so it actually gets in there. And then we'll just go and recall here at this point. I need to recall right now instead of doing this camp, because otherwise I would be too late for the Rift Herald spawn. And based on her playstyle, she's going to be quick on that Rift Herald. So I need to be there fast. We take the Eclipse, we take the boots. Gonna wait for a tiny bit of mana, and we're just going to dash out of base real quick. So it takes about 30 seconds off the recall to get to the Rift Herald, basically. If I wouldn't have waited for this here, like, approximately that time, and we want to be on the spawn time for this herald because especially with a Bel'Veth, Rift Heralds are very strong. I'm gonna just walk over, see if she insta started it. Did no such thing. I'll delay myself a little bit here and just get the blue buff then. I might be able to play off that. I can also go for the top play here as well. Still not doing herald, but this guy's pushed in slightly. There's a ward here, that kind of sucks. There is the Bel'Veth here. She doesn't have a chance to win a fight against me at all, so I can play pretty aggressive. Her red might be up at this point. She's probably not doing that. She can't dash the wall. If she wants to do it, that's fine. Oh, their Bel'Veth is stopped. It should be okay. My ult's gonna be back up in like 14 seconds, and my Yone is currently helping me. I would never have solo started this herald, by the way. But because my mid laner is actually like willing to walk up and do the herald with me, I'm definitely doing this because it's just a good timing at that point. Thank you. Okay, Misfortune ult down. Wow. Okay, that's a little unlucky. I lost vision, so I actually couldn't go follow through with my Rift Herald, or with my ult use. Sorry, not Rift Herald. What the hell am I saying? We have an entire jungle clear up here, so I actually kind of want to look to do that. I can't really go for a top play in this moment in time, so I want to make sure I keep my jungle tempo up to a certain degree here. Because we just, like, did our camps, we made a play, and now we're going to kind of have to do our camps again. We don't want to leave these camps up for too long. At that point, you'll be losing a ton of experience efficiency as well. The most of the time, the one you want to look for plays is when your camps are down. There are some exceptions, right? Like when your targets or teammates get like low HP, and then you definitely want to help in closer fights. Like I did with the bot play earlier after finishing red buff instead of doing Krug, so I went there to help that fight instead. So those are exceptions, but for the most part, you do want to be sequencing through your camps as best as you can. Oh, also another thing, actually. We just passed the 50k mark, which is absolutely huge. Subscribers, that is. And about 60% of the people who watch my videos aren't like still aren't subscribed. So, I mean, if you like my content, consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. Did that thing just fly over the wall? Huh. You actually did, you sneaky rat. Okay. Oh, someone's gonna go for this control ward, I guarantee it. Oh, he's not going for that control ward? Really? There's a Belvath here. I realize this, but I'm gonna have to flash into this play here. Ah, you flashed out, but like... Gonna go for this, for the easier kill first. You got it, that's fine. You do not ever lead with your ultimate unless you have like no choice type deal. You always save your ult for situations like that. Oh, perfect. You always save your ult for situations like that where they dash or flash away from you and then you chase with ult, because those situations will be easy to catch, and if you can lead in with a Q, it's better. In that situation, I was slightly out of range, but I wanted to Q in as fast as possible, so I flash Q'd instead to make sure that I got that distance there. There's no way we can keep pushing here, so we're just gonna have to back. Oh, this dragon's gonna suck. I think I lost another dragon here, honestly. Kind of think I did, because I think this guy's gonna rush that, and I don't think I can stop it anymore at this point. I'm gonna assume he does it here, because I can't fight this. There's the plant hit. I can't fight this because they're also here, and their bot lane just has a colossal advantage now. So I'm actually gonna have to give this dragon, I think, which, I mean, is okay. Like, before my bot lane even gets the lane, especially with Lucian not, like, walking with Yuumi, it's gonna be gone, for sure. Yeah, there it is. I never would have made that. That is just a situation where I should have realized that I shouldn't have actually pushed for this turret here, and I should have just backed off. Because if I would have backed off, I would have had enough time to walk up to the dragon, potentially, if I wanted to get the dragon at least, you know? So, it's a little bit of a timing error on my part. Oh. Interesting. I didn't expect him... I expected him to fly all the way that way, but that didn't happen. Oh. I was about to say I could just push extra turret plates with you, because I thought, nah, whatever, man. What is this system? This is so annoying. There he goes. Not as quick as it used to be. Run bolt here. We see the play. Might as well. Okay. Check our bot side. At this point in the game, we want to start taking as many camps from the enemy as possible. We want to keep the Rift Herald timing in mind here as well. Okay, she actually ran bot. I mean, currently defending my bot side, so this is fine. Okay, they get bot turret, that's beautiful. Her red buff should be up here, by the way, as well. Yeah, okay, I just said what I said, so I'm actually gonna try to use that to my advantage. Wait, this is warded? Interesting. Gonna walk through here real quick. This is fine with me. If Miss Fortune tries to follow me into this play, that'll be okay. But her red should be up here, I'm pretty sure. And there it is. She just went bot side, so I kind of just like read the map on that one and just take the red buffer away from this guy. I'm gonna run straight top here. Ooh, is he gonna survive that? He might actually. Yep, he does. Please be careful. Just, I beg of you not to end. Thank you. Thank you, Mundo, for not running it in. I greatly appreciate that. That could have been bad. Just hit this. I have no interest in any of his CS, really, but... Missed the cannon. That's kind of rough. I can't really engage on this guy. Mid's also missing out of his lane, so I'm gonna have to, like, kind of... probably just walk out. Because if I engage turret dive this, she presses her damage reduction thing, I do not kill her there. And the risk of Misfortune like showing up is pretty high there too, due to her not being in mid lane as a visible point on the map right now. But I'd also be risking a 2v1. I have to play like I'm gonna lose 1,000 gold on death, because I am gonna lose 1,000 gold on death, but I'm gonna have to play safer because of that. Good. The objective takes priority here over doing any of my own camps right now. This is just an opportunity for the ult into this guy. That's one of those things. My Q didn't reach, but killing the Bel'Veth is pretty essential there. If my Q doesn't reach after an engage, you can definitely ult for something. That's completely fine. But always try to close the distance with your Q first, because that takes priority. Since you can use your ult for pretty much any point after that and be fine. So 1 minute 20 on Dragon. We want to keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do here, play for this Dragon, is I'm going to clear my top side 2 camps, then recall and play towards bot side. Potentially have the time to clear all my bot side camps, and then I'll be in the position for the Dragon right away when it spawns, because I'm going to have to get this due to not getting the other 2. I mean, I traded it for basically 2 Rift Heralds positional wise. I guess that's not terrible, but I probably shouldn't have lost the second Dragon. This, and then we'll take the Death's Dance next. Come out of base to the portal here. I'm gonna have to keep this Dragon timing 46 seconds. I do want to take the red buff at least before I try to take any fights right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. Good. I have a little bit more time, 31 seconds on this. Just gonna insta-ult Misfortune so she doesn't get the move. Just very close, but alas. I'm gonna use the Herald on mid lane here right away because it just breaks the turret. If you have a red or a blue trinket, you get an instantly free refresh. Actually, if you just kill the turret fast enough, this Rift Herald doesn't get to bounce this. That hits. You did this? I have to respect this Dragon, actually, at any point. I'm very scared that she's just doing it. Okay, this dude just went full read mode. Interesting. I definitely want to prioritize the Dragon. I'm gonna have to wait for my Lucian to push out bot wave here at this moment in time. I need them to be here. AD carry takes priority. Built the AD carry. He should be dead. Perfect. I hold my ult there the entire time because I do not want to use it on a wasted situation. Like that Bel'Veth was already out of position. The AD carry, I mean, I couldn't really ult after initially there. But I also don't want to abandon my team too hard. Take those. Perfect. And then we rush instantly towards this guy to see if we can catch him off guard. Okay. Fine. I'm not sure how much damage I should be expecting from the Misfortune, so I was a little bit sketched out by actually continuing on my play. Ooh. First damage. Okay, she has no flash now. That's good for me, I guess. At the moment, I really want to look to take all of her camps as much as possible. I mean, I could try to help with the push here as well, which shadowing this is definitely not too bad. But looking for like any type of push is good here. Help this guy out there, and then we just clean up mid turret here. The mid and hip pretty comfortably, and also this side of her map should be up, so we're gonna take that as well. Like we want to, at this moment, if you have any type of pressure like this, you want to take as many camps as you can before I would take the recall right now. Also keep in mind like the objective respawns and all that type of stuff. But yeah, the more camps you can take at this stage, the better it's going to be, because it's going to make it like almost impossible for the enemy jungler to come back from. With the Q. There it goes. Good. You just basically Q in, and then your auto attack goes off essentially for free, and then you use your like hail of blades to get hits off and get like one more ELO attack reset at some point. Clean those up. We take the recall. We have a lot of gold right now. We're just gonna go into a very like bruisery AD build. So we're gonna look at Death's Dance now, and then Maw after. I mean, pretty straightforward with that setup, and then Guardian Angel generally to finish off the build. Gonna be a pretty linear setup at this moment. But yeah, this build focuses heavily on just raw AD, which Vi scales extremely well off of. So any just flat AD items are honestly good. Just depends on the enemy team, really. Okay, team's doing well now. I mean, I've done pretty much everything I had to do. I've destroyed their bot lane, especially with the ganks. So my Lucian is quite strong alongside my Yuumi, which is good. And for the rest, I'm also obviously pretty strong here too. I want to do Baron, which is fine with me. Try to like time some of your abilities at least around your blast shield. You can also use your Q to get the blast shield reset here, if I hit it. The more blast shields you get, the more damage you can reduce. There we go, that's Baron. Perfect. Ma is 1250. I kind of want to take, again, as many camps of hers as possible. Going for my own bot side camps here would not be favorable compared to just taking her entire jungle. So my priority goes to taking her wolves and stuff here if I can, if they're up. Because this denies Bel'Veth consistently at this moment and reduces the chances of them being able to get back into this game at all. That's why we're switching and rotating through this guy's jungle as much as possible. There we go, push in bot with Baron. Go pressure the inhibitor while they're like 3-manning top lane here. If anybody shows up now, I just go for it right away and they die. Like this Samira, for example. Unless I miss my abilities, I guess. You dodged it. Okay, fair enough. Good damage. Focus on the inhibitor here. The rest of them are top side, so I don't know. I have all the type of pressure I want. Again, there I try to lead with Q. Be careful not to get Nautilus hooked under turret, because that could be bad for me. Be good. Should be fine here. Actually tanking this turret. Oh, okay, missing my Q there kills me, I think. One-shot him. Get my ult back in 2 seconds. Ult finish. Oh, I was about to Q then E. But yeah, there we go. Alright, that's game 1 for Vi. I will see you guys in the endgame stats for this one. And moving on to game 2 after that. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 25.3k damage, which is the most on the team. Lucian came pretty close, but that's kind of to be expected. Actually, Mundo did a fair amount as well. Not bad, not bad. It's to be expected since I kind of won bot lane for him after the initial gank stage, right? And then following that up a little bit here and there. True damage at about 1000, which is just smite damage, really. Objective damage at 38.6. Obviously missed 2 dragons, so this could technically be higher. This guy has a pretty good objective damage as well, because he focused on doing like Barons and Rift Heralds with me out of like his own free will, apparently. This is one of those rare mid laners that actually wants to play with the objective, so that's kind of nice to see, you know. Healing done at 8.4. We have damage taken at 14.7, which is not too much. Self-mitigated generally tends to be pretty high with this build, because you are building a lot of attack damage, but then also relying on your blast shield cooldown alongside the eclipse shield to give yourself a respectable amount of health. Because you can stack resistances on Vi pretty reliably out of like Maw and Death's Dance and stuff like that. And then your shields will give you most of your tankiness. So as you can see, I took about 31k self-mitigated with the damage taken on this, which means I took by far the most damage because of that. And I am building full damage essentially, because yeah, just using your blast shield, using eclipse shield, and that's why those are good. Gold earned at 15.7 for the runes. Pretty good hits with the Hail of Blades, 1000 damage from sudden impact, additional gold tempo from Treasure Hunter, building into like your Dirk and stuff to get initial game tempo. And then Triumph and Bloodline for both healing components in team fights, and also extra bit of max HP off Bloodline as well. Yeah, the healing of this is quite big, because you do lack a tiny bit of sustain if you don't take Bloodline, basically, due to this not having Omnivamp anymore these days. But yeah, that's it for game 1. I'll see you guys in game number 2. Alright, time for game number 2. I will be playing against a Rengar here, which That's a pretty scary matchup early game. I'll definitely feel that one. Okay. Take this recall. I'm doing this regardless. I'm just going to take the recall there so I can still place my ward to see if he actually gets to start here. Rengar is a very strong early game champion, and I have to respect that. I need to like deal with that the best way I can, which I don't know if I've mentioned in the first video, but that's going to be a top clear down to try to minimize that invade chance by as much as I can. Red side start, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Red side start for Vi is definitely worse clear speed wise, but sacrifices have to be made to try to avoid a Rengar gank at all, or like a Rengar invade. Because if I clear up and he goes to like level 3 gank me off red here, I just die, and that would not be good. There's really not much I can do in those situations. Off our tanks with shield, and then we just W start, and then we just full clear basically. We should be able to full clear down. The ward's placed here, so it should give me enough information to see whether the Rengar goes for that invade or not. He might still go for the invade and wait on me when it comes to like waiting on my blue buff, which could be potentially annoying, but it's unlikely, at least, you know. As long as it's unlikely, it's fine. We just smite there. You can pretty much smite anything you want. You could smite the red buff as well if you want to. It's just down to getting the 600 smite value out of it. Clean that up. Yeah. Try to save as much HP as you can as well with your blast shield too. And also another thing, about 61% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So it would be greatly appreciated if you would consider subscribing. We are pretty far into the video at this moment in time, so I guess if you're still here, you would enjoy my content. So it would be greatly appreciated, you know. This is a tiny bit scary, because if I go for this, like, I can do my wolves here, but then what can happen in this situation is that the Rengar waits for me in the tip of this bush, and that could kill me. So one way to play around that, depending on whether he has like wards ready or not, is gonna be sweeping trinketed. Because if I get engaged on right now, I'm just kind of dead. So we'll do this. Okay, he's not in this bush. There's a very high risk of him being in that bush, by the way. So that's why sweeping trinket like uses is actually worth there. If this was like high ELO, this dude would be sitting in that bush basically. So I would have to be very careful. And that's why I use the sweeping trinket like that. It is low ELO, of course, so it's gonna be different, but it's still the habits that I do not want to kick out of my of whatever, you know. I just want to make sure to respect him at all times at this stage in the game, at least. So yeah, finish off the clear here. As you can see, we're a bit slower than starting with blue side, but it's all good. We clean this up. We see maybe an opportunity for a bot gank here. There is a scuttle, but I feel like this is gonna be an opportunity for a bot gank, so we're gonna just casually loop around. He turned... You are kidding. Wow, he turned around last possible second, really. That's annoying for me. That's really annoying for me, actually. Fair enough. Leona flashed down. I was about to, like, land my Q into the way she was gonna walk, and then she just casually stepped one step in the other direction. She didn't see me, so the gank angle was good. Okay, this sucks for me. I can't fight him here. He's much stronger. He has the advantage on bot lane as well, so there's not much I can do. Unfortunately. Just ran all the way down. It's gonna be a prime time for me to recall. Can't get a dirk, so I'll get normal boots with a longsword here. If I would have the money for a dirk right there, I'd definitely buy it. But I cannot afford it at this moment in time. The Leona kill definitely would have helped on that one, but she got... she really got super lucky. There's no way she could have known. But yeah, she definitely avoided the death. Just fair enough. Just gotta get to the next respawn of this camp, and then we can play from there. Rengar has the advantage currently over me, because my clear is slower starting from red side. Plus he got the scuttle as well. I went for the bot lane gank instead of like taking scuttle right in the moment, so that definitely cost me a little bit of a scuttle there. But it is what it is. I missed the gank on bot. It could have been a kill, and I would definitely take a BRIO on the gank at any time over taking the scuttle. If it's a kill, or if it's a high likelihood to be a kill, then I will definitely prioritize that. My next thing here is just going to look for the full clear here once again. I'm kind of hoping like Rengar goes for like a top gank or something. It's unlikely, but it would be nice because that means I can take Dragon right here. I need one more camp for level 5, so we're gonna have to just play that out slowly. I have to respect Rengar just in this early stage completely. There's not much I can do about it. So even though I like may want to play a little bit more aggressive, I really cannot do that. Write this down. Good. We play this into the Scuttle respawn, potentially Dragon as well. Rengar might do Dragon himself, depending. If I see him on the top part right here, that'd be an instant Dragon for me, which would be absolutely a win. But, I mean, he cleared towards topside, so there is a chance that this will be the case. There's a very high chance that this Rengar is currently on, like, top, like, doing his Gromp as well at the same time as I'm doing my Gromp here. So there's a very good chance I could go for the Dragon. It is just risky. So it depends on whether I want to take this risk or not. And I think I will take this risk here. Because I think this looks fine. The bot lane is not in a good state. My bot lane is in a much better state. If Victor comes for Dragon here, this could be good as well. I should have a colossal advantage on the map here. As long as they, like, kind of pressure to help me out at least a little bit. Because the high likelihood, like, Rengar cleared up, right? So there's a most likely that he's going to be, like, topside somewhere. I got this, I got Scuttle. And I might lose red buff for this because he might prompt to go for red here. So I might have to look at taking his red as a trade. It just depends on where he is on the map right now, and I'm not sure. Because if I walk into him in his jungle, I could definitely die. That's a risk factor. So it didn't hit 6, that really sucks. I think I'm gonna take the risk. And just do this. It's a big risk, but I'm pretty sure he's taking my red buff. Because I would kind of do the same. My red buff was respawning at that moment in time, and the Dragon, I just took that, so I'm gonna have to kind of trade red buffs here. It's still a pretty big risk, because if I get caught here, I'm just dead. He's mid. He did in fact take my red buff as predicted. Okay, there's no fight. No way I can take a fight here. I'm gonna have to walk out towards bot side this way. Maybe guard my Milo. So I traded red buffs, that's fine. I'm gonna recall for the Rift Herald respawn here. Play towards that now. And we'll buy as much damage as I can. Take one control ward as well. Alright, good. I traded reds because I kind of read the situation. Like, I took Dragon, he's gonna see, okay, his red respawn, so he's gonna think, like, okay, we can do this. Which he could, but, yeah. Swain doesn't have any mana. My Malphite has ult, so I just have to sprint towards top lane here. You can see him positioned between this bush and the wall. So we should be good. And we can just go for this top gank real quick. There's a control ward here as well. Very good timing there from Malphite. Good job. That's first blood. Okay. Dude, for some reason I thought there was already kills. It's like 8.5 minutes in the game and that's first blood. Holy moly. Fair enough. God damn. Okay. Fair enough. He's not spotted topside, so I'm going to quickly burst his blue out if I can. There's a very good chance he might be on my bot side blue here now. He is, so I'm going to take the Rift Herald as a trade. That's good. He gets the double kill though. That does suck, but I at least got the objective and his blue. He takes my bot side as a trade though, absolutely. He's never going to make it to the Rift Herald in time now though, so at least I can trade the objective for a double kill on bot, but there's nothing I could have done about that. The second he was on his blue buff, I pinged my bot lane, but it was too late already, I think. Okay, it is what it is. At least get this, and then we can clean that up. Cleaning up some of my camps here, potentially. Oh, I do want the Scuttle on the spawn here, actually. It'd be nice. Place the control ward here. It's going to be helpful in a second for my team. Rengar ult should be down here, so I can definitely go for the top lane. I just loop in here. Should be fast enough. I don't think Rengar can do much about this one. He doesn't have flash, I don't think, so he does have flash. Okay, final ult. Never lead with ult for this specific reason. Very good. That's the exact reason why you never lead with ultimate, because you want to have your ult in case he does flash. Which he did in this case, so this is good for me. Push this out as fast as possible, and then we just go for turret here. Try to get as much turret damage as possible here. We might be able to share a couple plates with my Malphite, which would be good, but I want to have an opportunity for a turret push here. I'm gonna get much further than this, I don't think. We get this plate before this Rift Herald bounces, and then we can take like a little bit more damage for like an additional plate. So if we can finish these plates, it's good. I don't want to be taking a fight here due to the amount of gold I have. I also need the recall right now because I want to get the recall in, get the bot lane before that dragon spawns. I want to play around that dragon respawn as best as I can. So clearing any of my topside camps would be a waste of time here. My red's not up yet, as my red's basically the same cooldown as his red. So taking all my bot side camps for whatever could be up, because they might also still be down potentially. But this is definitely the play. We're going to just start on wolves this way and see if I can then use my cooldown towards bot. It's down. Okay. I mean, it's fair that this is down. It was kind of expected because Rengar did sweep that. So we're just going to walk straight bot lane here. Could like sneak around this way perhaps and maybe bait in the Rengar ult gank towards this play. That could be good. Because Rengar ult's probably... Oh, he's actually topside mid. Interesting. Oh, this was warded. That sucks. That really sucks, actually. I cannot go for this disengage. This is not going to happen. We're going to have to respect Rengar at this point as well. Yeah, there he is. He's going to jump something. There he goes. Okay, he didn't follow that through. As long as we get the walk out here, it should be good. He really did that, eh? Are you serious? Jinx is sleeping. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Of course, a little scary there. Ended up being a lot scarier than I initially hoped. It was played pretty poorly, I will say. I can never go for this fight here. I think wolves might even be too greedy. Just hit the plant. I think I lose dragon for that. Because the Rengar actually played it the way he should have played that. He played it in and then out. Like he jumped in, baited my Q, then ran out. He didn't take dragon though, so that's beneficial for me. He has a ward on it as well, so I have the opportunity to go for this here. That's gonna be a stun on Rengar's end. He's gonna die for that one. You have to be kidding. Wait, am I gonna die to this ult? Please don't. That is real close. I need to recall. This is bad. My Victor doesn't have any mana here. Wow, that really sucks. Okay, let's buy triple longsword, I guess. My red is up, but I feel like I just run out of base towards dragon here anyway, because you also see this opportunity on bot. Jinx hasn't recalled yet. She actually stayed around that entire time. I actually can't go bot lane here. I have to just go for my topside camps, I think. Because going bot here is going to get me nowhere right now. He still had his pull on Vladimir there, so that did suck there. Nearly died for that one as well. Okay, let's take this. Take red. It's down. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't respawn. Oh! That's why it's down. You're dead here, buddy. That didn't hit him, man. Come on. But... Oh, come on. Really? Man, the ult speed up in... Oh, okay. I was wondering why it wasn't up, but he was chilling in the bush there. The only reason he wins that is obviously because of Rengar's double heal potential. Like, he just healed himself for the amount of damage that I wasn't able to do there. Fair play to him. Like, this is just unfortunate on my end because I really couldn't do enough damage to him fast enough. And then with his fleet ult, like, running out on me, I couldn't have enough speed to not hit him with a Q there. Also, Vladimir's rotation speed was really good compared to my mid laner, so that did suck as well, but I have to respect the play from Rengar there. I just barely didn't have the damage capabilities in that moment. Come, please. I really need him to, like, help me. This is, like, the best opportunity to rush a dragon because his ult's gonna be on cooldown. But it's gonna be a less likely situation to where Rengar can actually do something about the objective right now. And that is big for me because I need to get these objectives at the moment. His Rengar's playing well, I will say. He's really playing really well. I'm like kind of surprised at how well he's playing this, honestly. Take that, take my bot side. I need to like keep getting experience. I'm a little bit slacking on that at the moment. Flat one bot lane as well. I'm gonna lose Rift Herald here. An objective I cannot have right now. But it's past 14 minutes, so I prioritize Dragon over Herald every single time. If I can still get it, I will still take it, obviously, but I have to be careful. Rengar ults bot, they both die. Rengar ults bot, I get a Herald, I guess, but they're both gonna die. I think my best play right now is just Herald. Because they're walking up way too far to consider that as like actual plays. They can never walk past that. They don't have a turret. They are gonna risk a Rengar death every single day of the week. Let's see if I can go top maybe. Can't really start Herald here, I don't think. I think I just prioritize killing Swain right now and see if that's possible. He's slowed heavily there, holy moly. I'm gonna ult for CC lock and then finish him this way. I really want to take the Herald. Can I do it? Rengar was bot lane very recently, and he might go mid as a priority play. Still a chance. I'm even super afraid now. Yep. As expected, I cannot do shit. Milo kited him into me, so I just have to give him Herald now. That's nothing I can do. That's just a Herald for him. It sucks. I don't think there's much I can do. Maybe it takes him long enough to the point where Malphite might be able to help me. Yep. I know. There's no way. Dude, no, don't go that way, you... Okay.
I let my hands do the talking.
But like... Of a bitch. And I'm at least alive, but that's not good. Malphite should have walked with me towards the bot side. That would have been better. Alright, whatever. Let's take this. Still winning on objective, which is good, but I really need to get that one kill on Rengar. Just that one kill is going to give me so much. Victor's just dead. Nope. Right. Let's take the mid wave here, I suppose. I need to hit level 11 pretty badly. Could be a kill with that rocket, potentially. It is. Wow, nice. Ooh, that hurts. That physically hurts. Missing the cannon there really hurts. I'm gonna instantly rotate over here. Should be able to get this. He doesn't have his thing now either. It's a kill, but I might be dead to Rengar ult now. I have to fully respect and walk back here. You cannot be... She's gonna die to Rengar ult. It's whatever. That is her stupid error. If Rengar doesn't ult that, she is hella lucky. Now look at the amount of... Ah, it sucks. Rengar's getting some free kills off that one. I mean, I guess she got the turret, so it's something, but... Actual, man. Like, I literally pinged beforehand that she should have walked away and she greeted for turret. And then says nothing I can do. Yeah, obviously nothing you can do. You already walked up too far. That's kind of annoying. So... we really didn't need that turret that badly. Whether the turret dies there or it dies in like 10 minutes, it really doesn't matter. It's an outer turret. Does nothing. Level up here. Close the distance on this guy. Malphite has ult, actually. We could try to pressure for this. I'm not gonna have my smite for another 30 seconds, though. Because of the way that worked out. Please! Oh my god! Click your Malphite ultimate, man! You have to be joking. That sucks. He would have died. Like, actually would have died. Don't walk away from us, Rengar. Oh, Malphite, you are trolling. You are literally trolling, buddy. Oh my god, he trolled as well. Thank you, Rengar. Malphite's positioning there is awful because he needs to be with us in order for him to counter the instant Rengar jump. I have to smite this, don't I? Yeah, I didn't have to smite that. I didn't want to smite that because this opens an opportunity for Baron, and otherwise that wouldn't have been a play. I need to assist ping everything because people are not going to do anything anyway. Screw the bot wave, man. Just come Baron. They're trolling again. We don't have this much time, guys. We literally do not have the time for them to be trolling to hit the wave in that situation. Like, our time window is very limited. It's basically down to how fast Rengar's going to get back here. Any bit of damage matters a lot here. And this is why I didn't smite Dragon. She just kind of walked out of position. That's good for us. Killed Rengar right away. Try to help as much as possible with Rengar here. Very good kill. Guess that's the best we're gonna get. My team tried to overchase there, which I kind of had to assist on. They're overchasing still. This is very scary. On 4,500 gold, I do not want to be taking any big fights. I do have a tiny amount of time here to finish some of these camps up, because my Malphite is dead for 20 seconds anyway. And because of that, I can just clean up some of these camps without losing any map tempo for this. Also prevents them from taking the camps in the meantime, you know. So there's that too, but... You did not do that. He's dead. Didn't have... Okay, that's good for me. Yeah, I'm not going to overchase this. I need to be very careful. He either gets it or he doesn't. Like, on this amount of gold, I cannot be sticking around. But this situation here was too free. Like, I can't not go for that, you know. Take this. Take this. Perfect. That's a lot of items bought there. Like, I was healthy enough to the point where I can go in on that Vladimir without too much of a threat. But I do have to be very careful. My team is now walking up. This is good. Like, this is what Malphite should be doing. Anytime Rengar goes in, Malphite needs to be on top of the team and just ult the guy instantly. That's how you win fights. He's been running away from people way too much in previous fights, which is quite bad. But that was a good move there. That was very nice. Finish this off. I can definitely look for like any type of an engage play here. Ah, but... Okay, fine. I didn't really want to ult there, but I had no choice at some point there. I hit him with the Q before he pressed his pull, so I actually got to cheese him with it, because he couldn't pull in the CC window. Prioritize Caitlyn there, because if I can get her out, then we can kind of focus on Flat kind of afterwards. Can't really walk up here, he's maybe dead. Just Q and hold. We do not want to go in for this play here. We want to be very careful. Our team is very low, so we have to respect this play a little bit. Gonna show for this plant? Oh, there he is. I'm gonna have to... Oh my god, I didn't get the ult because I lost vision. That sucks. I was actually trying to ult him, blocked that with my shield. I was trying to ult for him to prevent the Rengar from killing him, but I couldn't do it. Very nice follow-up from Malphite there. And that's a clean-up play, very good. Cancel my dash there. I need him to take third aggro, actually. That would be preferable. Okay, he just kind of walks into me. That's fine. Oh, you lucky timing on the pull there. Still dead. Good. Game was pretty difficult, I will say. But I think it's kind of over now at this point. We have the dragon coming in like 40 seconds as well. I think I'm going to take the recall for that right now, because it takes me about 30 seconds to get back on the map after the recall stuff, so it should be good. She keeps pushing here. She's probably going to die to Rengar ult, but it is whatever. She has been doing that, so, you know. Guardian Angel lost here. Where is it? I guess we'll do this. It technically as well. I'm going to use this here, of course. Get on the map faster. I do have 2 smites, so it should be fine. Take one of these camps before the dragon spawn, so I will. Victor's timing, back timing is really bad here. Hope it doesn't matter. That's not a good Malphite ultimate at all. Build the Rengar, CC lock the Rengar, kill him as quick as possible. We'll focus on Caitlyn and then we kill this guy. Walk with the auto attacks here as well. Auto attack range is increased with your E. Combo him out and he's dead. Alright, that should be game. I needed to wait and hold my ult for a good opportunity with the Rengar there. I don't want to preemptively ult something in a bad situation. The more targets you can land when they clutter together as well, or the more of a backline target you can pick, the better it is, because it's going to force your ult through everybody in their team, which is going to get more knockbacks and more overall damage output, especially with a build like this, because my ult does 800 damage in this setup. Okay. Focus on hitting Nexus. All I have to do, as long as my team does it as well, because if we don't get the Nexus here, trolling. Like, look at them just not hitting Nexus. I mean, that could have been bad, because if we lose there, we lose Dragon, we lose Baron. That's the swing. But we ended the game, so that's good. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button below, and I'll move into the endgame stats now. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 30.2k damage, which is pretty respectable. Victor outdamaged me, which is kind of unsurprising. This champ ramps up very quickly throughout the later stages in the game, so very solid from him there. True damage 500, which is the smite damage. We have objective damage at about 39k, which is really solid. Definitely not bad. Jinx did a good amount as well, just helping me like hit stuff, which is really nice too, on dragons and stuff like that. We have healing done at 12.6. We have damage taken at 25.7. Self-mitigated at 41.2. Again, this is like the big thing with this. Like, you use your blast shield, you use your eclipse shield. You're going to get a lot of damage taken while stacking damage in a build. So you're very tanky, like deceptively tanky for the most part. Gold earned at 16.1. For the runes here, Hill Blade's good hits, sudden impact about 1250 damage. Additional damage from this, just raw AD. This is going to help you with gold tempo, to help you in your build a little bit, get to like maybe a Dirk a bit faster, stuff like that. And then Triumph and Bloodline for the additional healing once again. Yeah, that's really about it. I upload daily, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.